we've got a lot of respect for. It's won a lot of games over a long period of time, Coach. Coach Mogan and his staff they do a tremendous job. I thought they came in here and they were really prepared. They dictated tempo. I thought they played incredibly hard and physical. Took the fight to us, and we're fortunate to come away with a W.
Coach, was there any, you play Oregon, you play Wake Forest to start the season. Was there any, I won't say overlooked, that's not fair to say that about the team you played, but you think there might have been a little bit of that in some senses today?
If there was, then we're incorrect, right? We're not
right.
good enough to overlook anyone. We're trying to build something here, and our approach should be the same every practice and every game. I thought we got off to a decent start. I really did. And I think sometimes when you're playing some of these, and I thought we got a lot out of it today. There's a lot to learn from. I think sometimes, especially young guys or new guys, can start thinking about individual aspirations. In a game that maybe they, for whatever reason, think that you can win by double figures, and maybe I get a few more minutes or I get a couple more shots, and it's something that you address 48 hours ago, and again yesterday, and again this morning, and again at each media timeout. Weren't quite as connected, of course, as we were a couple nights ago. Ball didn't move as it did, but I thought Central had a lot to do with that. Their wall-ups at the rim were really physical. Their blockouts were really physical. Their attacking of the offensive glass early in the game, I thought was a big factor. They came out swinging, even when they fell behind 8 or 10 early. Their consistency was really impressive throughout the game.
You mentioned the ball movement. Is that what you would put? There was a 10-minute stretch there at the end of the first half and started the second without a field goal. Is that what you would put that on?
Yeah, ball movement, probably more than shot selection. I don't think we just took a handful of bad shots. We took some average ones, but turnovers. And we got less possessions, of course, and those guys shortened the game on us, and they did a great job of it, and they played the late clock a bunch, and so each possession becomes a little bit more important to you. First time it's happened to us. All of a sudden your decisions become a little more important, and when you make some subpar ones, they get magnified, and before you know it, you've gone 4 or 5 minutes, where you've come up empty. I liked our ball movement versus zone late, and eventually with them denying passes and extending to a certain extent, we just had to put our head down, and guys like Justin Hill stepped up and made some plays for us late.
I think you started 1 of 12 from 3-point, shooting today until.
Yeah.
I mean, is that when you get off the slow start like that? What do you tell your guy? Just to keep shooting, take good shots, or just
I thought we looked a little bit rattled after we missed a few really good looks early. Didn't play as confidently as we need to play. We're always preaching next play, next shot. Let's control the quality of the shot rather than the result. But after we had some negative results, I thought that it became a little bit mental for us. We've got to be stronger moving forward.
MA goes in there and plays some big minutes for y'all. What did you see? What did you see out of him?
First thing I look at is the plus minus after the game, right? Plus 16 for a guy that didn't get in the game last game. Is that correct? Didn't get in.
Plays very little. I mean, like a minute or two. Yeah, it's like a minute or two.
It all runs together, right?
Yeah,
no.
Yeah.
But and here we go again, right? With another Friday Sunday swing, but just ready to play, and I thought he provided a presence in terms of cutting, running the floor offensively, and then defensively. I thought we had a bunch of good possessions with him on the court.
You mentioned the long week, 3 games in 7 days. What did you learn about your team?
We've got a ways to go, but that we're capable, of beating an ACC team. but also that when we're not firing on all cylinders, good mid-major program can be really competitive against us. So we've got a pretty wide spectrum right now.
Speaking of beating an ACC team this weekend, you go to the Bahamas. Miami's up first Final Four
Yeah,
team, and just another huge opportunity
great
for
opportunity.
you,
Right?
guys to show. Yeah.
Yeah, against one of the best teams in the country.
Yeah.
Haven't had a chance to watch them yet this year. It's kind of what we do. We've got an assistant that's watched them pretty closely, and will kind of catch us up to speed. But you know, our mentality, our approach has got to be on point, and we're going to have to play really, really well, of course, you know, to have a chance against those guys.
When this opportunity came to go to Bahamas, was it a situation we just immediately jumped at and said, hey, definitely I want to see my guys in this environment?
Yeah, definitely. We wanted to beef up the schedule a little bit, and you know, you got a couple of neutral floor opportunities against high-level opponents. Who knows who that next opponent will be?
Mm-hmm.
And we'll continue to find more out about our team, just like we did today, just like we did a couple nights ago.
That Friday, Sunday turnaround, what's the key to making that quick turn when you don't necessarily have a ton of time to prepare, especially
Yeah.
you know, this week when you don't necessarily know who you're going to play on Sunday?
Sure, each team is different, and I thought we were a little bit lethargic at times today, and we'll reevaluate everything we did yesterday and this morning. We've actually just started talking about it, you know, in the coach's locker room. That said, though, whoever we play on Sunday will have our guys' attention immediately. If we're not really fired up about that opponent on Sunday, then something bigger, you know, is there. But I can't foresee that happening. But how much mentally you do and how much physically you do is really team to team, depending on guys' minutes as well, and also how complex the next scout is, or how much you really want to dive into it, how much you want to sell out to mentality and rest, you know, versus, you know, let's spend 2 hours in there, you know, offensively, defensively, going over everything that they do. So we'll try to hit a happy medium.
On trips like this, how much, if any, do you balance, you know, letting the guys, you know, experience, you know, where they're going for a little bit as opposed to, I mean, again, business trip, though, like I said, I mean, you're there to win basketball games.
You know, we haven't talked about it. I'm not sure how much time we'll have. When there is extra time on some of these trips like we had in Italy, we want our guys to experience it. We want our guys to have a great college experience, of course, but we do remind them it is in addition, you know, it's a business trip, and we're being afforded the opportunity to travel to Bahamas and represent the University of Georgia and compete, you know, and grow at the same time and try to get better. So we'll have fun, but there's got to be a serious approach as well.